Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is for the Minister of Natural Resources and Forestry. Over the past week, we've seen flooding in many communities across Ontario, including severe flooding in Bracebridge, Huntsville and Katrine in my riding of Parry Sound Muskoka. I've seen the flooding in all these communities firsthand. I've spoken to the residents who are anxious about their safety and damage to their property. I know we have dedicated staff across the province monitoring the situation and responding with the support of the government. In Parry Sound Muskoka, we also have dedicated municipal leaders and a huge number of volunteers doing everything they can. Can the minister please tell this House what his ministry and our government are doing to mitigate the potential damage from the floodwaters?
Questions to the Minister of Natural Resources and Forestry.
Well, thank you, Speaker. I want to thank the member from Parry Sound Muskoka for that question. I know he was out with the Premier last week viewing firsthand the damage in his areas. Our sympathies go out to everyone across Ontario who has been dealing with flooding, including in my riding of Renfrew, Nipissing, Pembroke. On Friday, I visited the community of Constance Bay with Premier Ford, and I continued to visit communities in my riding over the weekend. As we deal with the high water levels, the Provincial Emergency Operations Centre has been fully activated, and the Ministry of Natural Resources and Forestry has been working with our partners at the Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing, the Solicitor General, and across all three levels of government to coordinate an effective response. Together, we have personnel and supplies strategically positioned across the province to respond to the needs of municipalities as they request assistance. And I want to thank all of the first responders and the volunteers who have put so much time to deal with this and to help those people who are suffering so greatly at this time.
Thank you. Supplementary question.
Thank you, Minister, for that answer, Mr. Speaker. I understand water levels across much of eastern Ontario are at or have exceeded levels that have occurred in recent history. In Parry Sound Muskoka, we are seeing record high water levels. Residents of Bracebridge, Huntsville and Katrine in Armour Township who are facing flooding have strong local leadership to rely upon. I've met with and remain in touch with Bracebridge Mayor Graydon Smith, Huntsville Mayor Scott Aitchison, Armour Township Reeve Bob McPhail. However, much of my riding also includes unorganized territories where they are also experiencing flooding. Can the minister tell us what the role of the Ministry of Natural Resources plays in these unorganized territories?
Once again, Minister,
to the member. As he knows, the municipalities lead the response in their community when circumstances such as flooding occur. Municipalities continue to be in contact with the Provincial Emergency Coordination Centre and are leading the response. They are coping well with where there have been impacts and remain well equipped and prepared to respond to flooding. In unorganized townships, MNRF, my ministry, is the lead for flood emergency response, and we work with our partner ministries and agencies to support people living in those areas. For any Ontarian looking for information from my ministry on current or potential flood conditions, I ask them to visit ontario.ca/flooding, where they will find maps, weather forecasts and other tools to help to keep them safe. And we will be there when help is needed. Thank you, Speaker.